Hey everyone. Um, Today is February 12th, 2024. And do you know what that marks? It marks 1 year from February 12th, 2023. Well, thank you for joining. Now you know. Anyway, actually, February 12th, 2023 was my first video on YouTube on the Weird and Wild channel. And I want to say it was entitled Bye Bye. It was my claim to the world that I was going to take off. I was going to leave. I was going to stop sitting around in Minnesota for the winters in a soul-sucking, depressing state. As you all know, I do not do well in cold. I don't do well in winter. I don't do well in snow. I don't like the bite of y'all know. Okay. So, I started a YouTube channel as, I guess my accountability to get out of town. So I wouldn't have to sit there. And, weird and wild. So I got to do something weird and wild. And nothing is weird and wild at my house in Austin, Minnesota, because all I ever did was sit and work. I sat around and worked. There was nothing weird or wild about that. It was just work. So anyway, I did a couple of videos throughout the spring, and I don't know if you guys watched them. I hope you did. If you haven't, you can just hop right back on and watch how exciting my world was prior in my 2023 world. Anyway, so the goal was to get out of town. Get out of, just leave. I had to leave. I've been in Minnesota for a long time. Probably 45, 46 years. Well, no, I did a year and a half in central Illinois. So 43 years, 44 years. Yeah. Anyway, so, I got into the summer and I got, I did my state fairs and I did all my different events and I went to different events and I posted those as well too. So you can watch those if you haven't watched them, see what I do in my summer vacations. And it was coming up to Labor Day weekend last year. And, I relegated myself to, look, Kirsten, you just need to do one more year, one more winter in Minnesota, and it'll be fine, and it'll work just fine, and you'll survive. And it sucks, but you'll survive. And then over the course of Labor Day weekend, my kids were like, hey, we're going to move out. And, and I was looking at, I've had kids in my house at some point, either 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. I have a lot of kids, for 31 years. And I started looking around the house when they were moving out and the empty bedrooms and I was like, this is going to be sad. This is going to be really sad. I'm going to be in this big house and it's cold and it's dark and it's lonely and it's not noisy and no one's laughing. And oh boy, I don't know if I can handle this. Not that it's I've been slowly acclimated to being an empty nester. I don't have to drive my kids anywhere. I don't have to pick them up anywhere. We don't have Boy Scouts anymore. There's no band practice or band concerts anymore. I've been slowly moving to, I guess the best way of putting it is freedom. Always a parent, once a parent, always a parent, but the freedom of not having to be at different functions or bringing things to school that someone forgot for the day or having to go to Walmart late at night because someone has to start a project at 10 p.m. for due the next morning, at 9 a.m. So anyway, I started looking around the house and I thought this is going to be so darn depressing. And I don't want to be here. I did not want to be there. So, coming up to Labor Day weekend, I relegated myself to fine. We'll sit in Minnesota for one more soul-sucking, depressing winter. And then the Tuesday after Labor Day, I'm like, nope. If I don't go now, it's just never going to happen. I'm like, screw it. I'm out of here. I do not want to be in an empty house without my children. After 31 years, you get kind of used to having them around, And I didn't want to sit there by myself, kind of like how I am sitting myself right now, talking. But so yeah, this is the 1 year mark of starting my YouTube videos, and I hope you've been enjoying them. And there are plenty more to come along in my adventures. But yeah, I got things in motion in September, and I started packing the house and started questioning my sanity. Oh my God. I was all excited to have a garage sale, but it turned out the HOA that I lived in does not allow garage sales. So I am now the proud owner of 9 storage units of all of my stuff. I did actually give all of my furniture, all the food in the cupboards, all the food in the refrigerator, any appliances, hair dryers, everything out of the bathroom cupboards. I mean, everything went with my 2 youngest kids that have their own place now in Rochester, Minnesota. They are the most well-appointed early 20-year-olds. They've got bookshelves, they've got queen beds, they have so much stuff. I basically am like, here, take my house. Thank you. Bye. Put the rest of stuff in storage, so my clothes, my books. I've got some temperature controlled storage in Denver. That's for all the heirlooms and the pictures and the videos and all that kind of stuff. Ay vey. I have a lot of storage units. But anyway, I left my house October 31st. Scary. That's my Halloween joke. Yeah, I left my house, and I couch surfed for a couple more weeks until all of my gigs were done, and then I was like, hey, I'm leaving. I spent Thanksgiving out in Denver with my daughter and my son-in-law and my grandpuppy, Spunkalicious. And then on November 28th, I left Denver. And again, it really hadn't sunk in. I mean, yeah, I know I had a full car, and it's bad. I left Denver and drove into New Mexico, and I stayed right outside of Santa Fe that night. And I woke up that next morning, and I'm like, okay. Hadn't really kind of sunk in yet, because I travel a lot for work. So, I mean, it was like no big deal. But I'm like, Santa Fe, okay, well, we're going to drive as close to Arizona as we can get. So, November 29th, I drove from Santa Fe, New Mexico, from probably the way you're looking, down through New Mexico and across Arizona. Then at Flagstaff, and a storm was coming in, a winter storm, and I want to say Flagstaff's around 7,000 or 8,000 feet, and they were getting snow that night, and I was like, I do not want any part of this not happening. So I went down 17, went through Sedona. I do want to stop back out there when there is no snow, and got down just north of Anthem, Arizona. Low enough for it, if it was going to be precipitation, it was going to rain. It wasn't going to be snow. And that was an interesting road. Highway 17. Really pretty. But boy, oh boy. Y'all better have good brakes, I'll tell you that much. I was in my car, and I was coasting and just tapping the brakes. But I stopped every so often to just let my brakes cool off. That's you're coming down a mountain. That's what you're doing. Anyway, so I November 29th, right? I stayed just north of Anthem. That next morning on the 30th, I woke up and I think it probably hit me. I went to Anthem. I went to a grocery store out there, Fry's, and very impressed. It's a Kroger store, but Fry's. And so, yeah, I would shop there again for sure. But anyway, went there and I got myself all, loaded up with food and such. And then I drove to Quartzsite, Arizona. Did not know what I was expecting. I didn't know what to expect, really. I didn't know where I was gonna camp. I didn't know diddly squat. And I mean, I knew that you were supposed to just, drive in and pick a spot and stop, and there it is. And that's so weird for me because it's not organized. Not that I can't dip a little out of the lines of organization and just lead a crazy life, but it's weird to just drive and go, yeah, this looks good, and turn off the engine, and there you are. That's weird. Anyway, so I got to Quartzsite and made that my got in on November 30th and had some shipments come in, Amazon shipments come in over the course of December. Got myself set up. I spent all of December and the first 5 or 6 days of January in Quartzsite. And then I needed a change of scenery. It was very dusty out there. Some of you guys know the story that some of the people I was next to, they weren't the nicest people, put it that way. The fun thing with being a nomad and being mobile is if you don't like your neighbors, you can leave. There you go. So I left. And what did I do? Oh, I went south, even further south than Quartzsite, Arizona, believe it or not. Yeah, between Quartzsite and Mexico, there's still 120 miles or something. So, someone that I had met in December 6th, as a matter of fact, because, I memorize stupid dates and phone numbers and license plates for no good reason. I can't remember anything important, but Lord, I can remember the birth date of someone I met 27 years ago at a Hy-Vee store in, Paducah, Kentucky. I don't even think they have Hy-Vees, but if they did, and I met someone, I would know their birth date and their license plate and probably their dog's name. So whatever. Anyway, yeah, so I met this person, and they had just left Quartzsite to go down to Yuma, because it is actually warmer down there. Quartzsite's sitting at about 879 in elevation, I want to say, and Yuma is 68. I mean, it's definitely a drop, and so it tends to be about 5 to 10 degrees warmer down there. And December was kind of cold, and I was hanging out in my car, and boy, that really hits you when you go from, 2,000 plus square foot house with bedrooms and bathrooms and indoor plumbing and heat and lights and all that to living in the back of your car. I lived in 72 cubic square feet in the back of a Nissan Murano. Right there tells you how badly I wanted to get out of Minnesota, that I would throw everything into storage, give up indoor plumbing and lighting and heat, and go live in my car in the desert. Matter of fact, my mom even called my daughter to ask if I was off my meds. My daughter had to inform her that I am not on any medication. That's just simply I've lost my mind. I have lost my mind. Anyway, the goal all along, in October actually, when I was packing and sitting on the floor of one of the bedrooms and thinking, oh my gosh, what have I done? What have I done, Kirsten? You've really stepped in it now. Because much like anything else I do, if you're going to do it, you go big, Go big or go home. I'm very good at going big. with whatever I do. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, in October, while I was sitting there on the floor packing and losing my mind, I had this calm sense. This, like, my intuition said, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna work. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be good. We're gonna. And I knew, though, the common sense of it was anything could happen, and whatever you think might happen might not happen the way you want it to happen or ideally happen. I mean, have you met me? Anyway. So, okay, long story short, too late. We're in at this for 15 minutes and 45 seconds so far. Sorry about that. I am now sitting, and I'm going to show you just a little, but not a lot, because it's a mess. I don't know what you're going to see, but there is my driver's seat, and I've got the curtains pulled, and I have a little CB radio. We'll have to see if I can get any smokies. No, I don't want any smokies. Well, whatever. Okay. And I got a backup mirror, and there's all the crap in my front seat, and oh hey, there you are. And my window and my dinette and my really messy table, and I've got a swivel chair full of other stuff, and my door. Yeah, so what I did was I found myself let me see if I can put this back down without making a mess. My little Jimmy rig system here. Don't touch anything. Okay. So, the plan all along was I was not going to live in my car. Like, all along. I mean, I'm not a spring chicken anymore, by any means. I was going to, I couch surfed in November. I got to Quartzsite in December. I went down to Yuma in January and did Yuma in Holtville, Old Fogey Hot Springs. Awesome place, and I loved the camp, the LTVA across the street from that. I will definitely be going again, and that LTVA is really nice. It's got tall scrub brush and trees, if you want to call it that, rather than sitting out on like La Posa South or any of the LTVAs around here. And even Pilot Knob, stayed there. That's it's in Felicity, California, which is about 8 miles west of Yuma on Highway 8. And again, that's just a wide open, there's some flat land, go park. So a lot like Quartzsite, but it's not as dusty as some of the LTVAs in Quartzsite, south of Quartzsite. Anyway, so at the beginning of January, I started just for fun, just see what's out there. Maybe we'll do something. I was going to buy an RV or a shuttle bus or a bus or something, like the end of March, early April. So I was gonna rough it, November couch surfing, December in Quartzsite, January in Yuma, February, I was gonna travel up into, like right now, my original plans, I was gonna be up like in Joshua Tree right now. I am not. And then into March, I was going to go up to Death Valley and then work my way back down through Nevada, drop down and do the Grand Canyon and all that. And so there we go. It is now February 12th. We already figured that out. I am back in Quartzsite. The reason why is because I bought myself an RV. Obviously, you just saw it. January 25th. I saw it on Facebook Marketplace, of all places, on January 24th. I called the seller. I said, hey, I want to come out and see it. He's like, sure. And I went out on the 25th. I brought an RV specialist mechanic with me. He checked it over, gave me 2 over happy, eager thumbs up. I looked at the seller and said, let's do it. And there you go. Here I am. I got a good deal. It does need some help. It does need some work. And so I am still in Quartzsite. I will be in Quartzsite until further notice because I'm getting work done on the RV. It did need new tires, so I put 6 new tires on a couple days ago. And it needs a tune-up and an oil change, and there's some electrical things we're trying to figure out in here. I have a drain. Something is draining my batteries, and I couldn't tell you what it was. And to add insult to injury, my Bluetti, my power station that I just bought in December, blew a fuse and will not reset. So now I have this overexpensive piece of plastic. I'm waiting to hear back from Bluetti, and they had better call me back or email me and get this switched out, because I am not a happy camper with Bluetti right now. For what I spent on it, and I've babied it, and it's got like 6 or 8 different things you can plug into it, and I only ever had my computer and my phone charger in. Two things, and it freaking blew on me. Anyway, so there you go. I'm in Quartzsite now. I'm in my very own RV. I have spent more money than I know what to do with over the last couple months, actually, just paying off 2023 business stuff and bills, and I bought this RV in cash. Oh my God. We aren't to the point of dreaming about eating ramen yet. Although I will say, in January, when I was out in Yuma, I went to Mexico. Out at Los Algodones. Yeah. And I bought some candy. And so when I had to go back through customs and whatever, they're like, and do you have anything to claim? I'm like, yes, I do. I went to Mexico and I bought candy. And the border patrol person is like, okay. you know what you like, and you stick with it. So anyway, so yeah, I am in Quartzsite until further notice. Basically, there's a list of some things I want to get done. I did check on the cost of solar today, and it looks like solar is going to have to wait, because oh my gosh, I don't have that kind of funds. Not anymore. Not after all the money I've spent between November, December, and January. Good grief almighty and graviness. And already into February. Yeah, it's been an expensive adventure so far. But the neat thing of it is, although my house batteries don't seem to hold a charge for whatever reason, and they are brand spanking new, courtesy of Amazon here last week, I have safety in the fact that I have one door. I no longer have to live in the back hatch of my Nissan Murano. So I have one door, and it fits one body. It's not a back hatch of a car. It's one door. It's got 3 locks on it. There you go. I have, oh my gosh, an indoor bathroom. Do you know how important that is after spending, 54 years of having indoor plumbing, then to go and living in your car, and I tell you, when it's the middle of the night and it's 3 a.m. and it's raining and you have to watch the radar to see when there's a cloud break, that you can kick open the back hatch to go out into a little tent and freeze your butt off to go to the bathroom, all because you didn't want to sit in Minnesota, another freaking snowbank in the soul-sucking, depressing winter. My dedication to getting out of Minnesota is so palpable. Anyway, so that's where we're at. A year after I put my first YouTube video up, I am now sitting in an RV just outside of Quartzsite. You look out my window, you can see Quartzsite. And I'm sitting in my RV. And future fun things, once I get the stuff done with this rig, which shouldn't take so long. It's probably about a month and a half. I figure I'll probably be here till April 15th. That's when my LTVA pass runs out. I'm going to trade my Murano in for a flat toe, probably like a Jeep Wrangler or something. The reason I want to do that is I want the lift. So, I park it here, and then I have a drive into town car, but I also have a drive out, and not like flying over hills off-roading, but, get into the back country and stuff, which you cannot do in a sedan or a minivan or anything like that. I want to be able to get off the road, get off the beaten path, have some fun, but then also be able to go and do laundry, go grocery shopping, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, I still have quite a busy spring coming up, but that's what I know. That is what I am doing. There you go. 26 minutes. I'm so sorry. This has been pent up. This is pent up since, whenever the last time I got on the camera and yabbered on for 26 minutes. Yeah. So I've made some friends. And also, I suppose you could call them enemies. Just stay away from them. But, I have that talent to piss people off that I don't even know I'm pissing people off, but I'm good at it. So there you go. And I've made friends, and I've made videos, and I hope you guys enjoy them. I've got other videos I want to do. And there you go. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming along on my tour. And hopefully I can keep this entertaining. My goal is not to work a lot. My goal is to at least do one fun thing per week. I don't know if I've done anything fun this week. Oh my God, the pressure. I've got to go find something fun to do now. All right. Well, I am going to get, I was going to say back to work. I think I mindlessly will watch some stuff on YouTube, and I have no idea what time it is, but it's dark out. That's another thing I found. It gets dark at like 6 p.m. Well, that in December, because the sun goes down behind the mountains, and then it's like lights out. It is dark. And it's like, it really screws with your mind because you want to go to sleep, but it's like, oh, it's 6:30 at night. So yeah, it's getting better now because it's February 12th and no longer December 12th, but it still gets dark out. Anyway, so I have no idea what time it is because it'd be on my phone, but I'm talking on my phone right now, so there you go. All right, y'all have a wonderful evening in your neighborhood. I am going to get back to, I would say, work, but I think I'm just going to mindlessly sit here, listen to some music, and eat some Bailey's ice cream. Oh, not ice cream. Oh, but Bailey's ice cream. That's good stuff. Bailey's candy. And I have not Chi-Chi's. Is it Bailey's Mudslide? And I have ice cubes. Oh, and I have a refrigerator, I have a microwave oven, a 4-burner stove. When I get this place cleaned up, I'll give you a tour. But right now we aren't doing tours because we're not cleaned up. You already saw what the front of it looked like. Y'all don't want to see the middle and the back. Anyway, all right, we'll see you later. Have a good night. Bye.